What do you mean? What do we have? Like, what did he get? How did he get another infection? So that was super scary. How are we gonna treat it? His arm was on fire. The past few months have been a lot, to say the least. In a good way. It's been a lot in a good way, but it's also been a lot in a challenging way, and I feel like I owe you a bit of a life update. The last time I sat down to film a video like this, we were going through a really intense health scare with my husband, Tony. I had a really hard time even making that video, but I did make it because I kind of ghosted on YouTube for a little bit. I couldn't get any videos done. I couldn't get anything posted. And I felt like you guys have been such an incredible support to me. You've created the most amazing career that I could ever have, where I'm able to be there for my kids and my family in a way that I wasn't able to be there before when I was working on set with celebrities, film, TV, bridal. It was a lot. And you guys gave me the freedom to be able to have a job where when my kids get home from school, I can be there for them. I feel a tremendous responsibility to show up for you because you show up for me. And so I felt like when I disappeared, I kind of had to explain what was happening. And that's when I made that video about Tony. But things were still really unfinished at that time. We were kind of in the thick of it. And I was flooded with the most incredible support. There were almost 2,000 comments on that video offering love and prayers and good thoughts. I got emails, I got DMs on Instagram. I got so much support from you guys. And I was at a point in my life at that time, a few months ago, where I almost couldn't even receive it. I felt so vulnerable. You know, that whole thing that happened, it was super serious. I mean, he could have died. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm gonna leave that video pinned in the pinned comment for you so that you can watch it and get some context. I'm sorry, I don't wanna go through the whole thing again, but I mean, my anxiety was through the roof. I was in a, fight or flight. Oh my gosh. I swear I'm like hitting perimenopause because the brain fog, you guys, the brain fog. With that said, I just had a really hard time launching that video, and I almost had a hard time reading the comments because there were a lot of comments from medical professionals basically saying like, this is super, super serious. And I already knew it was, but I almost I couldn't hear that it was super serious because I was so scared that I was gonna lose Tony. We've been together since I was 22 years old. We've traveled the world together. We have 2 beautiful children that look exactly like him. He is the love of my life. If there was ever the definition of true love, it is Tony and I. I'm not saying that our relationship is perfect, but we are best friends. And I truly cannot imagine what my life and my family would be like without him. He is the pillar that keeps everyone stable. He's very emotionally stable and stoic. He's amazing. So the comments, they were so incredible and supportive and amazing, but I found them so triggering too. I almost couldn't read validation of my feelings. Basically someone saying like, wow, what you went through is really scary. I work in healthcare. This is really serious and I'm so sorry you're going through that. I couldn't even read that because I just needed someone to say, oh no, don't worry, it will be fine. Like I wanted to live in delusional land, where everything was just gonna be fine. So then after that, I went deep down into my rabbit hole of, okay, work mode. Let's make tutorials that are super non-emotional and just get through this. And that's what I've been doing for the last few months. And that's why there hasn't been an update. And I'm so sorry for keeping you guys in the loop because like I said, you have changed my life. It's time to talk about it more. But before we talk about it, I want to tell you guys a few other things that have been going on in my life because there's been a lot of change in the last few months. So the first thing that has happened that's been really exciting is that I finally turned 40. Yay, me. This was a milestone birthday for me. And to be honest, I was really, really looking forward to turning 40. For some of you that are like, what? You're not 40? You weren't 40? I wasn't 40. I was in my 30s when I created this channel. And the reason that I focus so much on makeup for mature skin is because as a makeup artist, I kind of became known as the person that was really, really skilled at doing Mother of the Bride, Gram of the Bride, the older actors on set. And it was something that I quickly fell in love with. A lot of the makeup artists wanted to work on the younger faces, but I fell in love with bringing confidence and a renewed sense of self to women who were more mature. And I became really, really good at honing in on those techniques, painting where I needed to paint, going easy on certain products, and only applying certain products in certain ways to amplify without weighing the face down, dragging the face down. And I just became really known for that in this area. I was booked solid with grandmas of the brides, mothers of the brides, and I just fell in love with that avenue, became completely obsessed with it, and spent most of my career trying to really understand the mature woman, the mature face, and their evolving needs and their struggles, and accentuating that in the best possible way. So when I started making videos on that, they started going viral. And I think it's because a lot of artists do focus on the younger woman. And most makeup brands are catered towards the younger woman. And so it was different, you know? And so I became really known on YouTube as a channel that really talks to and understands the mature woman. But being that I wasn't the mature woman, I was speaking about an experience that I wasn't yet in. And of course, with that comes some backlash in the comments. Like, how do you know that? You are 35. How can you give this advice when you are young? Like, you don't have mature skin. How do you know? And to be honest, those are completely valid questions. They are completely valid questions, especially given that most people didn't know the context of the work that I did before this for, you know, it's been 20 years that I've been a makeup artist. So I am super, super proud to join the over 40 club. Now I can title videos like makeup techniques for women over 40, and I can demo it on myself, which is a lot less work than bringing in a model. I'm still gonna bring in models. Don't worry. I'm still bringing in a model. But I am really happy. So 40 was a big milestone for me. And something really fun that I did is I actually had an old lady, old man party, because everyone seems to think when you're young that turning 40 is like becoming the crypt keeper. I mean, I remember when I was 18, 19, my parents were in their 40s. I was like, oh my gosh, like they're so super old. And now it seems so young and so ridiculous. So we played off on that theme, and I made all of my friends and family dress like they were super, super old. And we had soup to eat and mashed potatoes and meatloaf. And we had little glass jars that are always found at Grandma's house with Werther's Original. And we did the whole thing. We had so much fun. If you need a birthday party inspiration, you should do it because you'll have so much fun. We had literally the best time ever. Now, okay, moving on. So with this evolution of turning 40, it's kind of the perfect time because I am also launching a brand. I am so excited and nervous. It's like an anxious energy, you know, like extreme excitement and pride about something, but also really nervous. And one thing that I've learned as I've gotten older is that two things that are opposing can be true at the same time. And these are the two things that are true for me. And I'm just being 100% real about it because, you know, it doesn't help anyone to just hide in this mask of BS confidence. I am so excited because I created this line for the woman over 40, for the woman where makeup doesn't feel right anymore and things don't sit well anymore and you want to feel good, but you just don't understand why what you used before doesn't work anymore. I want to demystify all of it. I want you to be able to buy these products, to wear these products, to have it work because the texture, the color selection is perfect for your evolving needs. I want you to feel amazing when you wear them. So with that, we are launching this incredible collection of 5 beautifully curated eyeliners specifically for you, just for you. And the brand is called Mature Beauty. It is a representation of my love of women over 40, my love of their stories, of their evolving skin. This is a celebration of that. This is a celebration of you and your story and your changing needs and all that comes with it. And I'm so unbelievably excited for it to go live, and it is going live this month in April. So stay tuned for that launch video because I'm going to go through everything. But I did want to mention it in this video because when I said that, the past few months have been a lot in a good way, but in a challenging way, this had a lot to do with that. The behind the scenes of building a brand is unlike anything that I've ever experienced. And I've owned many businesses before. So I'm not new to owning a business. But the operational parts of it, all the moving parts, the finances, the expenses, the delays, all of the design work that comes from the boxes and making sure everything is perfect and durable and you're getting an experience through it, the branding, the whole thing it's incredible, but it's insanely difficult. And I have a whole new respect for brands. I have a whole new respect for independent brands, especially, self-funded brands that have done it from the ground up, because it is not easy at all. And it's very scary because you kind of invest everything that you have into it because that's the only way to do it because it is so costly. And then you launch this newborn baby into the world and just hope that people see the vision and love it and experience it the way that you do. And so that's a lot. But with that said, everything that I do, I put a lot of thought into, a lot of love, a lot of thought, a lot of time. I'm not one to throw something together and slap it up there. I'm sure you can tell by the videos. And I have never put more time, thought, or love into anything as I have into this brand. And I'm really excited for you to experience it. So if you want to be on the mailing list for the Mature Beauty launch so that you can know when it's up, you can be there and ready to go, ready to get your collections or ready to get whatever you want from the website, then you can join our mailing list. I'll put it in the pinned comment for you. And you'll be getting more information soon about that. But that's coming up. So stay tuned for that video because I can't wait to show you these products. These products are, oh my gosh, they're so amazing. Now for the moment that you've been waiting for, the real reason that you're here, Tony. So when I left off, Tony had his PICC line in. And he had to take IV antibiotics for 3 months to get the infection, Serratia marcensis, under control. And then they were going to see what was happening with the blood work and wean him off. When I filmed that video, it was the first time his blood work came back okay. And that's why I felt even confident filming that video because I was like, okay, things are okay. We're not in a heightened state of supreme stress right now. And I felt like it was okay to put that out in the universe. After that, his blood results have continued to improve and they ended up going back to normal, which was, oh my goodness, music to my ears. Getting blood work done once a week and checking those results. It was like every time you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it ended up being really good because the numbers kept going down and he ended up going into the normal zone. So with that, he still had like a month of IV antibiotics. I don't know if you guys remember, but I was giving him his IV antibiotics into his PICC line. The nurse taught me how to do it. So I was doing it every day. And then what ended up happening is all of a sudden, he started getting these bumps, even here in his armpit, all in his wounded area, down his arm. It was really bizarre. And it started itching a lot. I was very triggered by the first infection because of the redness, right? So all of a sudden, everything started looking red again. So I just kept thinking, oh my gosh, it's coming back. Like the IV antibiotics aren't working or I don't know, it's become resistant to it. I'm not a medical professional. If you're a doctor and you're watching this, you're like, girl, that wouldn't happen. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm a makeup artist. I can show you how to get a mean smoky eye, but I don't know if redness looks normal or not. I have no freaking clue. So I just saw this happening and the itching and the discomfort and it started weeping and always looking wet. So that really freaked me out. Tony was going to a home care facility for nursing and they would look at it and they would clean it up. And I remember at one of his appointments, even the nurse was like, I think the infectious disease doctor should probably swab that. And that was like, swab it? What do you mean? What do we have? Like, what did he get? How did he get another infection? He's on the highest dose of the strongest antibiotic that you can be on through IV. Like it was not a little thing. This was intense. So if he had picked up another bacterial infection, how are we going to treat it? Like his body's done. Like there's no more room for antibiotics in this situation. You know what I'm saying? So that was super scary. And we just kept going back and following up and following up. Long story short, what ended up happening was that he developed like a really intense allergy to the cleaner and to the tape. We don't know if it was the cleaner or the tape, but we do know that they ended up switching to another cleaner. It sort of kind of got better, but with the new cleaner, he had to get it changed and cleaned every other day. Whereas with the old cleaner, he only had to go in, I think, twice a week. So he is very busy with work, and he's a man in his mid-40s. He's like, I don't have time for this. You know, he doesn't identify as someone who's sick. He has never been sick. It was a hassle for him. So he didn't want to do it. So he went back to the nursing facility and said, you know, it's probably the tape. Can we put the old cleaner back on so I don't have to be here all the time because I'm missing all my meetings and it's stressing me out at work? If you have a husband, you can understand why this is very frustrating for me. But anyway, so they did as he wanted, and they put the old cleaner back on. Within 2 hours of coming home from that appointment, his arm was on fire. So of course, I called the nursing facility and said, you need to see him again, like right now. He went right back. They washed it all off, put the new cleaner on. But by that point, it's almost like the damage had been done. So he was just super raw and red and itchy and weeping. And it was such a disaster because it had to be covered by a bandage because the PICC line goes from the arm to the base of the heart. So you can't leave that open. That's very dangerous if something gets in there, right? So it had to be covered up, but because it had to be covered up, it couldn't heal. And because it was so wet, the tape kept lifting, so we had to keep going back. This went on for about a month. It was brutal, like brutal. And I just kept thinking, you know, what if this isn't an allergic reaction? What if this is something else? What if this is more and they're not catching it? Because they didn't catch it the first time when it ended up being like a life-threatening bacterial infection in his joint with hardware and a cadaver bone. Do you know what I'm saying? So now I'm like, are you sure you're looking into it? Are you sure you don't want to swab it? Are you sure? And I'm being the squeaky wheel that's like so annoying and hyper anxious, but I was just so worried that they weren't going to catch it because they didn't catch it the first time and he could have died. I don't even want to say that because it's just awful. Long story short, we ended up getting through those 5-ish weeks, and then he ended up getting his PICC line out, which was the best day, I think, of Tony's life. I've never seen a happier person. He woke up like ding, sprung out of bed. He's like, I'm off to the hospital. See you later, suckers. Like, he was ready to get that thing out. They pulled it out and his arm looked atrocious for about 3 weeks because it was so bad. I mean, the allergic reaction, you guys, it was so bad. And then everything healed up and he is back to normal. Now, where do we go from here? So in that last video, I explained that what can happen is that an IV antibiotic can keep the bacteria quiet until the IV antibiotic is gone. And then the bacteria wakes up and the whole thing happens again, and it is an absolute disaster. So he got his PICC line out in January. It is now April. He is on oral antibiotics every day. He will be on them for an entire year. Everything is okay still. If it goes in this trajectory, once he weans off his oral antibiotics after a year, everything should be okay. He still doesn't have a lot of mobility in his arm, but at this point, I'm just so grateful that he's fine. It almost doesn't matter anymore. He works on it a lot. He does his physio every day. He's really trying to get that mobility back, and it has come a long way from before. But the main thing now is that the infection doesn't come back, because if the infection comes back, what he'll have to do is take the whole shoulder out, put in an antibiotic-filled spacer, get rid of the bacteria fully, and then do a full shoulder replacement surgery again. But this time they wouldn't be able to do the normal way that they did. They would do a reverse shoulder replacement. And the thought of him going through all of that pain again and all of the complications from surgery and all of the risks that are involved, and the more surgeries you do, the higher the risk becomes. I honestly can't imagine what that would be like for him emotionally or psychologically, or how he would handle that, to be honest. If we can just get through this year, the infection doesn't come back, he gets off his oral antibiotics, and the infection doesn't come back, it's like the best case scenario. And I would be forever grateful. I really would be forever grateful if that happens. So please keep us in your thoughts. Send over some good juju, send over some well wishes for that, and hopefully that's exactly what happens. And Tony is 100% back to his normal self, and we are good to go. But so far, things are so much better. than they were when I made that video. We've come leaps and bounds, and I wish I could go back in time and just tell myself, like, hang in there. You're gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, and he's gonna be okay. So with all of that said, this has been a lot. Thank you for being my therapist today. I'm very grateful. You can send your bills over in the mail. I'll get that squared off right away. One other thing that I wanted to tell you is that when your partner goes through something super scary, it puts a lot of things in perspective, and it really makes you see the person again. It's not that I stopped seeing Tony. He's always been like my bestest best friend, and you guys have seen that in the videos that we've done together, but I really started to see him when he was in the kitchen washing dishes. I was like, oh my gosh, he's okay, and he can, he's helping as he always has, but the fact that he was able to like wash dishes, it was not even the act of washing dishes. He could stand there and do something. I was like, oh, my heart, this feels so normal. And when he was playing with our kids, when he was teaching them things or doing homework with them, I just saw him in such a different way. And it was very eye-opening to see someone for the first time again that you've been seeing every day for almost 20 years. I really encourage you, if you've been with someone for a long time or you have a partner, to try to see them again, because it's amazing how they look when you see them again. So with that, we also decided to start something really fun that we could focus on during, the healing and the recovery time. That was lighthearted and a family project we could have family meetings about and just have like a lot of creative fun. My kids have been wanting to start a channel for a very long time, and I've been very hesitant because of the amount of work that goes into it. I know the amount of work that goes into it. Then when everything happened with Tony, I said, you know what? Let's just do it and let's have fun with it and nothing else. So we started a channel called Gabi versus the Internet, where we play games, we open viral blind boxes, we rate things, we try viral food products like all of Mr. Beast's food products. So if you're interested in my family, then you can check out that channel. We do it all together, and we are having an absolute blast over there. So if you like that type of content or know someone that does, then definitely check out that channel. With all of that said, happy Easter. Thank you again so much for being a part of my journey, for being such an important part of my life. And I am so grateful and honored to be a part of your beauty journey and your beauty story. You look good, girl. You look good. This video's over.